Danny Mooney still around these parts? You ever hear him?
That's a very familiar sounding name.
Yeah, he did a couple films in Ann Arbor through the school. Love and Honor. Nice. There we go. Oh, yeah.
Sounding good? Headphones good?
I think so, yeah.
All right, let me hit you with the super official theme song, dude. Oh, I gotta re-edit it. Take out the front. Not bad, right?
Oh, that's nice.
It's very long though, so we kind of just sit here.
Just kind of talk. We talk
You
through
talk
it.
over it, talk under it.
Was this you that made it?
No, I reached out. I found as many of my friends that were willing to work for free as I could.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Asked them to
As
do
an
shit
artist,
for me.
you're gonna need that for a while. Hell yeah, dude. Oh yeah. No, that's good. That's just a feel-good theme song.
Right, dude. It kind of
Yeah,
puts you in a
it's-
good mood for shit. Hold on, let me turn on the AC really
It's
quick.
like a 21st century kind of Mr. Rogers vibes. And honestly, gang, this isn't my first time feeling a little bit of dead air. I got this. Hunter does remind me of like a new Young Gravy, even though I believe you guys may be the same age. You do have Young Gravy vibes.
I am slightly younger than Young Gravy, and I get that a lot. And I think
Do you?
I think that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Young
first
Gravy's
of all,
kind of.
you got a scoop?
He's kind of hot, right?
Oh, I think so. I don't know. I'm officially old now.
Officially.
I gotta fucking watch what I say. Like
Who you're calling hot?
I'm fucking all eye contact all the time. If not eye contact, I'm up, dude. I'm up or down.
You're
I
reading
don't.
hats all day.
Yeah, man. I didn't think like 30's not old, and now I'm 31, and
30's not old.
It's
It
not.
feels
it
old.
does. It does. When you get there, you'll know. It hit me like a brick. I bought a Nerf gun.
Yeah,
Slightly
dude,
after
I
my.
wanted to talk to you.
Oh
about this.
yeah, I'm into that. I'm a big nerd. But I like turned 30. I was like, I fucking deserve this. They're making Nerf guns for adults, and God, the same day made me snap a knee in half. I was like, yeah, all right, I'm getting old. Maybe let's pick and choose. So all right, I'm sorry, I killed the intro.
No, dude, that was great. Basically, I like to start every episode by saying it's a very exciting day here at the studios, the Hunter Davidson Radio Hour Studios.
I did it, man.
We launched the podcast today. The first episode came out today.
As of recording,
As of
that's
Monday,
awesome.
June. What day is it?
It is the 26th.
Yeah, dude, we're live. Very fun, and the trailer came out on Saturday and was received very well.
It's
Thank
a
you,
good trailer.
everybody.
That's why I'm
liked it,
here.
dude.
I saw it. I was like, oh, I want to be part of that.
So the trailer dropped, got a lot of love, and one of the people that showed love was somebody that I look up to very much. Somebody that I think is hilarious and that we're very excited to have on the show. So why don't you introduce yourself to the camera?
For a second, I was like, who are you talking about? I'm like, oh, rad, dude. Cool, dude. And then I I'm like, oh, man, no. All right, that fucks with my humility. Like, hey, everybody, I'm Lou Michael, and he hyped that train a little bit too much. Is that the fourth wall?
Yeah, you just broke it.
I'm going to break the shit out of that fourth wall,
Wreck
dude.
that shit. We don't want it here.
None of it.
Lou.
And I appreciate that, man. Thank
Dude,
you.
yeah. So I just want to give most of the guests, most of the people that listen to the show at this point know me personally,
Okay.
which means a lot of the people that listen are at least tangentially aware of a lot of the guests that have been on so far.
Okay. All right. Oh, we're breaking the mold, huh?
Dude, you're the mold breaker.
We're breaking out the spheres of influence.
Yeah,
All right.
yes, dude.
Look at that.
We're
All right.
crashing worlds.
I'm telling you, that trailer looked so fun.
Yeah.
And now it makes sense that it was Friends, because I'm like, oh, wow, you really captured that essence.
How is he
of
making these people, like, open up?
It's just a good feeling time.
Yeah, no, I
All right.
scammed you, dude.
Yeah, you got me good, dude. Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah, you thought those were real people out there.
Well,
No.
I'm sure they are, huh? How's that for
Yeah,
a friend, huh? He doesn't see you as real people, just tools to be used for theme
my
song
podcast.
music. Yeah. How many of them made that theme song?
One guy in the theme song, another one on art. We got one doing outreach for possible
Hell yeah, dude.
sponsorships.
I honestly, being a struggling artist,
It's awesome.
it's a bartering system of other people's
What
arts.
can I give you?
Yeah, like, oh, I'll write a joke for poster work. Like, God damn it.
I give you a bit for a poster.
Now you want to do more than just comedy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good for you, because it's hard to barter jokes for music. Somebody, as a stand-up, somebody really has to like your stuff
gotta be like,
just to be
"Whoa."
like, I'll give you a picture for free. Like, thank you.
Yeah, I am. All right, well, I'm trying to get my head straight to figure
Sorry,
out which
dude,
avenue I
I'm
want to go.
derailing you,
no,
dude.
that's
This is
perfect.
your podcast.
Well, I want to start talking about. First, I want you to plug the warm up podcast in case we forget about
plugs
it later.
up front.
Let's do plugs up top.
Plugs up front. That's a bold strategy,
Dude.
and I'm here for it.
Dude. Plugs up top because I'm a forgetful guy.
Okay, no, I've had 1,000 creative endeavors, and allow me to plug them all now. So the warm up podcast is basically me driving around in a car with an SM58.
Looks
And
awesome, dude. It's a
Thanks,
great when you
man.
see the thumbnail. It's just like, oh wait, that's. I'm like, why don't more people do it? And then I'm like, oh, I guess podcasting and driving.
Yeah, I mean, there's this. Well, luckily I live in mid-Michigan, and people have like scolded me. They're like, "How dare you?" I'm like, "There's fucking like."
I can look at my phone the whole time. I'm
also
driving.
like Cash Cab was a show. Like the amount of things where people are like, you fucking inconsiderate asshole. I'm like, I'm not drinking.
Look at
like I'm going to the gym.
Yeah.
And so it's just my gym's about 15 minutes away from my place. I mean I cruise a little slower when the mic's on.
When the bits are flowing.
Right, when the bits are flowing, I'm catching every red light when I'm podcasting, dude. But yeah, no, it's just it's a little video podcast I made where we were talking off mic about finding the direction of a show, and I like what you've got good vibes here, which I think is enough of a direction, but the warm-up ebbs and flows between the manic ramblings of a struggling stand-up comic on his way to the gym.
Which is what drew me in.
Right, thank you.
Yeah.
And then occasionally, I was a certified personal trainer for years, and I like fitness is a hobby. So occasionally I will give some honest advice, but it's like I never... Like, I'm beholden to nobody, and I'm getting no views, so I should probably... But it's like, if I feel like rambling, I ramble. If I feel like, if a friend actually asked me, like, hey, man, like, how do I lose weight? I'm like, all right, I'll try and focus. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you can tell, I don't really go to the gym a lot. But
hey, man, you don't need to yet. How old are you?
I'm 22.
Oh, yeah, you got at least 3 more years of fucking around if you really want to. 25.
Heavy drinking and nothing.
Yeah, dude, 25, have a look in the mirror because it's still easy to change in your 20s. When I meet like a 35-year-old, it's like, how do I turn this train around? I'm like, you can. But I'm like, you're going to really have to try.
You have to sacrifice some things in your life.
Like, you're going to have to go to bed at 9 p.m. So, no, man.
But it's cool, though. So I have, I just wanted, I think the podcast is not, the hook is, well, you just said it.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't think you have to be, I brought that up to say, I don't think you have to be a gym person to love this podcast.
No, I would argue you should not like the gym to enjoy it. Because
you might get pissed off if you like the gym.
I'm sure there's because I'm outside. I know how to train myself still, and I remember most of the nitty gritty, but I don't go into the details, and I'm sure I'm fucking shit up. And I speak in such general terms.
Yeah, but that's good. Yeah.
Well, fitness nerds, every kingdom has their hyper nerds that are just like, you're getting it wrong. I'm like, fucking relax, dude. Nobody wants to know about ATP uptake.
For you.
You know what I mean?
We're not getting into molecular structure.
Yeah, not in a 15 minutes. I should be drunk. Honestly, for that podcast, and the amount of caffeine I take and
you're
pre-workout.
basically wired up.
Yeah, dude. I did one episode in the afternoon where I took non-stim because I'm like, it's after.
Well, what is that?
Non-stim pre-workout has no caffeine or nothing.
Wait, so what does it do?
It's just like vasodilators, stuff like that. Look at that. Now we're talking, stuff that makes your dick hard. But you can also use it to work out. So that's, ladies, you shouldn't. Ladies, don't eat a Blue Chew and lift. It's going to do weird shit to your clitoris. It will. Clitori, you're singular.
Is that the plural?
I have no idea. You tell me. You're the U of M kid. I transferred into Michigan State. All right, that's that was my Harvard. I think you coasted into U of M. So we're kind of our bell curves
meeting
are just
in the middle,
flirting. Yeah.
Well, let's go back.
All right.
Let's go from the beginning.
Take two. This was.
Let's throw the first 10
yeah.
minutes out. No. Where are you from?
Originally? Okay. This is controversial, but I was born in Detroit, but
Okay.
immediately taken
Left
across the
out.
border to Harper Woods. So
Okay, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
an East Side Michigan
Sure.
kid.
I got Huntington Woods family.
Okay, Huntington. Where the fuck is that? I said Harper Woods. Don't
Yeah,
try to relate
well,
to
it's
me.
A different...
You don't know my middle income struggle. Huntington
You're right.
Woods.
You're right. My bad.
You're mixing a disease with a woods. No, I have no idea. Is that on the east side of the state?
It's right by the zoo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right
That's
by the Detroit
that's
Zoo.
like Metro Detroit. That's you start getting those people that are like, I'm 23 mile. I'm like, what? I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
where
not
that is.
Detroit.
Yeah. So no,
11 and a half.
Yeah, there you go. What up? No, dude, but I flirted with both sides of 8 Mile.
Yeah, really?
I lived on Park Crest in Harper Woods, and then Crestwood and Grosse Pointe later on, which prep school kid. But
yep.
my folks, I joke about when we moved to Grosse Pointe, we definitely were kind of like, we brought a little bit of the white trash into the like.
Well, that's gotta be.
Dude, my folks rule. My dad and mom are both like super smart and they worked really hard. But like, dude, they're not Grosse Pointers.
Yeah,
like
sure.
they're not boat
And
shoes.
that's good. Like that's arguably a good thing.
Yeah, I mean,
It's fine.
I was wearing zip jeans. You know those like turn into shorts jeans. Everybody
Yeah, I
else
do
had
know
like.
I am probably the
Brothers.
last. 23 is probably the oldest or the youngest person that knows what.
Well, I
Zip
feel like
jeans
no,
are.
but here's what I love. Okay, first of all, when I first saw you, and I mean this as a compliment, so hopefully it comes off.
Oh, great.
When I first saw you on stage and
Yeah.
just the swagger and the amount of people you had that came to see you do comedy.
Okay, wait. I actually want to ask you about this.
Yeah.
Finish your thought.
Okay, well, I was like, holy shit, this kid is Generation Z. I was like, I had an idea, and then I saw your whole. It's just who you were. I'm like, this kid rules. I don't even know him. And he's just walking
thank you,
around
man.
like, hey, like just slapping people on the shoulder, like, hey, nice job out there. I'm like, well, thanks, man.
Dude, well, okay. So let's start. Okay, so we met at the Blind Pig doing stand up. Mm-hmm. And I do want to circle back to your upbringing.
Okay.
After we talk about stand up for a little bit.
Well, yeah, because that's what gets us into stand up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how you understand why we're here
It'll
now.
be copacetic in a moment. Yeah.
The first time I ever did like a real stand up show, February 7th, 2020.
Okay.
Ann
Wow.
Arbor Comedy Showcase.
Okay. I'm about to M. Bison you. I'm like, oh, that was a very important day for you. But for me, it was Monday.
Yeah, well, I say the whole date just to be like, I did a show and was like super. I didn't kill, but I was jazzed about it.
That was this February?
That was 3 years ago.
Oh, shit.
February 7th, 2020.
That's how long Blind Pig's been going on?
No, this was at Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase
Oh,
on Main
okay.
Street.
I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah, so
all
this
right.
was,
All right.
This was, I did a show. It was great. I'm like, oh, dude, sweet. I can do stand up now. And then like 3 weeks later, the fucking whole world
Yep.
shut down
Yep.
for 2 years. And I didn't do stand up for like 2 years. And then when I finally was at a point in my academic career where I felt like I had enough free time to start following my passions again.
I'm so outside of school. I've kind of forgotten how important.
Me too, dude. Yeah, that shit.
Yeah,
fucking-
right.
Was looking Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase. I wasn't getting picked. But I wanted, I really wanted to get back on stage again. And then
Were
I
you in the
saw-
club at U of M?
I was not in the stand up club
Okay,
at U of M.
all right.
I met a couple of the people, and I respect.
Oh shit!
I felt like it
You
was.
have thoughts.
I felt like
you have thoughts.
I respect people wanting to learn stand up comedy. I think it's cool, but like these weren't.
Hang on. Let me say what I think you're feeling.
Yeah, please.
I always thought, and I've since changed because I've been doing stand up long enough. But when I first got into stand up, and I saw people taking classes and stuff like that, I'm like, dude, fuck that. Just go to a mic.
Go do stand up.
Yeah.
That's always my thought.
And
Always.
I have since changed because
Really?
I'm like, yeah, because like, first of all, I've met some people who started via clubs or classes that actually rule,
Yeah.
and they're very good.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of had to shove that like punk rock adjacent,
right.
like just fucking
do mics,
You just
dude.
gotta do it, dude. Like, Because I mean, you don't want to be the Gary V of stand-up. We're like, just go do it.
Here's
like,
how you dominate stand-up comedy.
right. Now, I will say, I personally think the majority of people that enter that way probably won't pursue it.
Right.
But I'm like, I've met enough good people who do it that way. And a lot of people, like, stand-up's intimidating, and then a lot of people who are good at it are also shy.
Yeah.
So if these are, avenues for those people to get their foot in the door to learn how to do other mics,
I like that.
I'm cool for that. Because, like, oh, man, like, I know we want to be like, oh, just put your leather jacket on and go smoke and go do fucking stand-up. Look at these fucking socias trying to get in our stand-up. But it's like, dude, then I look around at all the other people like, I just started doing mics. And I'm like, they suck too, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, so I mean, like, no matter how you get started, I'm like, as long as people are getting started and the good ones stick around, I'm here for it,
I wholeheartedly agree. And I think another, like, something, I never did improv. It didn't click for me. I have a lot of friends that do improv. One thing that I was jealous about the improv thing was like the networking aspect of it and just like meeting so many other funny people.
Yeah.
And so this brings back, Andrew, shout out Andrew Yang, almost certainly not listening to this. Actually, certainly not listening to this.
Well, hang on
until
now.
he sees that you're on here.
I mean, I'm going to tell him I slurred on here, and then he'll have to listen.
He'll have to listen
You're
to the
like,
whole thing.
Andrew, you know all those things I say off stage right before you bring me up? I said them on mic.
On air.
Yeah,
We'll see if
on
Hunter leaves
air,
them in.
dude. For those of you that don't know, he is Asian.
So we'll leave that to your imagination.
Have fun around that. All right, there it is.
Andrew books me for this show. I am terrified because I don't know any comedians
At the Blind Pig.
At the Blind Pig.
Gotcha.
I think this is pretty. I think they had just been doing the show for a couple months. This would have been
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember the exact date.
Sometime last fall.
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
right?
November.
Okay.
November. I get booked and then I show up. I'm freaking out. I don't know how many people are going to be there. I don't want to bomb, which I know is a bad mindset for a young stand-up comedian. You should just be doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's totally normal, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
as
a
a young
it's a good human emotion.
Dude, I still don't want to bomb.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
so that's totally normal.
Yeah, so I brought
Also, you did bring
a 20 people, dude. I brought like 20 people, which in my head I was like, before showing up, I didn't even think about how that, like, what the optics of that would be. I was just like, well, if I have 20 people that were there to support me, I'm not gonna bomb.
Right.
They're gonna laugh. Like, I'm not gonna bomb. But then the show happened. I met you. You fucking were hilarious.
Ah, thanks, bud.
I know. Yeah, dude. Like,
I appreciate
everyone on
it.
the Blind Pig show, I think, is pretty good.
Yeah,
I think it's
it's
funny,
Well, so
especially for a local show. You
yeah,
know?
there's like unspoken tiers of shows.
Yeah, right.
And like the better shows that are like more fun to like perform on
Yeah.
and have good crowds, usually you're gonna have like more comics that, I hate to say it, like a little bit more competent in the scene, like a meritocracy of booking.
Yeah.
And there's also gatekeeping and all that, but I'm not gonna get into the politics
Sure.
of comedy right now. But it's like, yeah, that show's a lot of fun, so you're gonna get a lot of comics who are pretty good in the scene that
Right.
want to do it a lot. So
So that's what and then I felt just like showing up with that many people. It was like an immature look.
nah, man, it's just like new.
what I did.
It's just a new
Yeah,
comic,
yeah.
and like as much as you might be like insecure about that, and as much as like some of the other comics like grizzled or kind of bitter comics that have been doing, their friends don't come anymore,
Right.
Right,
Because
And, like,
they already did their
yeah,
comment,
like
yeah.
that happens to most of us, and so you might get teased, but I will tell you, anybody worth a damn that wants a full crowd who's down to laugh,
Right.
is gonna be
Not gonna be
fucking
mad
sick,
about people
dude.
showing up,
Yeah,
right.
dude,
what I
I'll
thought.
nudge Andrew. I'll be like, hey, put me on with a new kid, like
Yeah.
every month. Put me on until his crowd
Until his
doesn't
people
come.
stop coming,
yeah, I'm
right.
like, dude, I catch a wave, buddy. I'm like, all right, this kid's
Pick up
got
these Gen Z
Yeah, I'm like,
crowds,
oh
dude.
my god, dude, Young Gravy's got a following.
Dude, wait till this app drops, bro.
Oh
We're about
my
to get
God.
flooded.
Fucking getting it, dude.
Fuck, what was I gonna say?
No, so you're talking about your first time though, and
Yeah.
and getting on stage. Andrew booked you. You showed up. Your crowd was there.
Yeah,
you didn't want to bomb.
One of the other reasons I felt bad is one of the friends that I brought is like a super enthusiastic crowd member everywhere she goes.
Okay.
Not just comedy shows.
All right.
But when she goes to comedy shows, and she's the nicest person
Okay,
ever, and I
all
love
right.
her, and I'm not going to say her name. She'll probably know who she is.
Fucking dude, fucking say it. Fucking say it, dude.
Dude, Lily, I brought Lily to the show.
Dude, Lily, come
And
on.
She just like, yeah, she's just like, every time a comedian asks like a rhetorical question, she's the one that always responds the loudest. Or like when someone says, someone says something shocking, she's like, oh,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that was like, and then Andrew introduced me, and then like, of course, my friend,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
drunk ass friend.
I mean, there
like,
was an uproar. I
know.
remember you might have been nervous, but again, whatever you put
I
it
could
through.
have said anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, you put it through the graviator, and you just went up there spewing swagger. And like again, it was your crowd, and that crowd does tend to run college kid younger.
Yeah.
So I mean, like they were all getting your references, and like
That's true.
it was your audience. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a new comic, but I'm like, he's also their core demo.
Yeah,
Like
right.
a lot of us are
That's what I
aging
cling
out
on
of.
to.
Yeah, dude. It's
Yeah.
let me tell you, it's the son of a bitch.
Dude, I bet.
I no longer can directly relate with Crunchy's crowds or like Blind Pig
shit,
crowds.
Yeah.
But now I've flipped the switch where I'm like, I don't care. These kids,
Fuck it,
if the kids are cool, they get what I'm saying. If not,
Well,
whatever. Like,
Well, I don't want to, I don't want to do your material on the show, obviously, but the Higgins boat joke.
thanks, man.
If you're listening to this, dude, wait, is your name pronounced Louis or Louis?
So
Full
it is. It's Louis,
Yeah.
and my parents fucked up because they called me both throughout my whole life. Like, gun to my head, I think I would have to say Lewis. But then people have been like, well, that's just the English spelling of Louis.
They didn't commit to one.
Dude, I get Lewis, Lou, and Louis, like, interchangeably. And my parents weren't nerds, so they didn't do that, like, fucking proper name angry shit. Yeah.
Like, yeah, call him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an S there.
And
Fucking
now they're
say
kind
it.
of getting old, so they're calling me by my brother's
Yeah,
name.
oh my
like,
god, dude, I get the old dog all the time.
Yeah.
I get called by the old dog.
Yeah, you're like, son of a bitch. So
I'm not even gonna
no,
correct him.
it's technically Louis D. Michael, but I
Yeah.
think most people call me Louis, and
Okay.
I'm fine with that. And yeah, man. So
on the Instagram, pin joke, Higgins boat. If you know anything about
Part
World
one.
War II, dude, part one.
part one, dude. There is a part two.
Let's go.
Part two was out day of, and it didn't get the same
so
like
it's coming
algorithm.
down and going up.
I mean,
No,
I
that's
don't
smart.
know.
Everyone's just fucking guessing. what
I
the
don't. Yeah,
algorithm's-
dude. I'm not one of those guys. It's like I need to circulate, and then and, like when people are talking about gaming the system.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, dude.
Fuck
if you
that.
fucking vibe with me,
Yeah.
find me. I'm not giving up tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in this. I'm committed. Like, I'll be posting until I die.
Until, yeah, something
and,
bad
and I'm like,
happens.
yeah, I'm like, all right, one
Yeah.
went viral. We can do it
Yeah,
again.
shit.
So yeah,
I
the
love
World War II humor. If you guys like a good Higgins boat joke, and there's a lot of them.
Awesome. Is there?
No.
Yeah, dude, that's
But-
what I'm saying. You found a.
Well, talking about the hyper nerds in the
Yeah,
fitness community and whatnot, the hyper nerds of World War II, like
They're
the
pointing
armchair,
out the inaccuracies.
the armchair historians came out of the woodwork.
Oh, that's
And-
actually so annoying.
And like, well, the thing is, I'm like, all right.
Oh, I saw you reply to a comment that was like, "Wow, didn't know that."
Yeah,
Very
like,
nice. And
well,
I was like,
I
he's being
engaged.
nice.
I engaged for like the first, I don't know, maybe like 5-6 hours, because it was like
Yeah.
kind of going viral.
Yeah, it was
but then
popping.
it just like went beyond me.
Dude, hit the
And-
history
Oh
circles.
my god, yeah. And well, that, and then people being like, "You would never stand in that boat, you fucking pussy." I'm like, that's not the bit. Like. It's like he wouldn't be saying that if his grandpa was
You're
there.
like,
I'm like, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna tell these people literally every one of my male ancestors
fought in a war?
Yeah, that was like, I come from a warrior tribe. Like, it's like I have been around PTSD my whole fucking life.
Every man, like I was
Yeah,
I was in the generation cycle that we were popping them out right around wartime.
Yeah,
we
dude.
were-
So I'm like, I don't know. If somebody was like, "You would have never done it," my first gut reaction is like, I don't know, maybe, but like, we don't have a fucking time machine, pal. Like,
how do you know?
I'm like, I don't. You neither would
Right.
you, pussy.
And the point
Like,
of the joke is that like I would have because these guys didn't fucking really know.
well, like, yeah, that or just like. again, it's just a bit about the door being up front.
Yeah.
Like that's
How
it.
fucked it is.
I'm like, that's it. And honestly, just about it's also kind of like I've since rewritten the bit. Like that recording of it is like 6 months old.
Okay.
And as a goof in the beginning of June, I was like, oh, D-Day's coming up. I think it'd be funny if I edited this together and like put that out. Because I was, it's like I like editing. I like reworking my jokes. And this one, I finally had like good audio, good video. And I was like, oh, it'd be funny if I like visually added the stuff from Saving Private Ryan. Because I'm like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you've seen Saving Private Ryan, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, man. That it's funny that you bring that one up because like. I've had a few jokes on Facebook go pretty viral, also about war.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, man. I engage in the comment section for a little bit, and then when it gets like kind of too crazy, you just gotta fuck off.
Go ahead.
I don't know, man. Like
out, guys.
the famous comics and other content creators, like I kind of get it when they're like, dude, there's a point where you can't engage.
It's gonna ruin your mental health.
Yeah, dude, it fucks with you. Like, I mean, and you want to talk about that dopamine hit? I was like a fucking fiend.
Plugged
like
in.
I'd be like, oh, is it still going? And it'd be like, so and so liked it.
Numbers
So,
still
and
go
it's
up?
just like every second you would get in, and I'm like, okay, this is not
is
healthy.
fucked. Yeah, I'm
and
losing my mind.
Like, where's my iPod Classic? I'm gonna go to the gym and unplug from the internet. And
Yeah, dude, that's smart.
yeah, dude. So no, I appreciate that, man. That
Yeah, go check out that bit. All
it's
right,
a fun bit.
let's circle back now because we just barely scratched the surface. You said you were a prep school kid.
No.
That was a joke, just because the area you lived in.
Yeah, like
Grosse Pointe. Yeah.
Grosse Pointe's probably known for being prep school.
Absolutely.
And Liggett is there, which I believe is an actual prep school. If anybody,
Somebody will know.
yeah, I don't know. The Fords went there, So like,
Got it.
I'm like, I have to imagine.
Yeah.
No, but I was Grosse Pointe Public School.
Word. Okay.
Yeah,
Public school, dude. My kids are gonna go to public school. I
Yeah.
firmly believe. It's not without flaw, but it's the best builder of character known to man.
It definitely, it equalizes you. I mean, like maybe double check on the education standards
Depending
because
on what
like
county
I
live
lucked
in.
out, man. They put me in.
I did too. Yeah.
Well, I'm dyslexic, so they did put me like this is a public school system that had special education. Yeah, like because I was Catholic school before that. And
They didn't know what to do with you. Okay, so
There's
this
like
is great.
he's not reading too good because like that's all they had. They're like he'll figure
because
it out.
you in Catholic school is like a hilarious idea. Were you a troublemaker in school?
Nah, man.
No?
No. It even throughout like high school,
Really?
I'm way more timid when
Really
I was
shy.
younger. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely a Catholic school. Like I was always kind of a silly kid.
Yeah.
But like if an authoritarian figure was like, knock it off, they would scare the shit out of me.
Okay, got
And
it.
that's like a Catholic school thing
Oh, that
where
is
they're
a-
like,
that
God
is
is
a
watching.
Pavlovian response, yeah.
Like, and I'm like, when you leave that, just because you go to public school, you're like, you guys know about God? Because I'm pretty sure he's still here.
He's gonna send us all to hell.
Yeah, like you shut the fuck up,
Have you guys
dude.
been saved?
Yeah. But no, I wasn't really a troublemaker. And then Pat Sievert has a really good bit that I'm not gonna burn, but he does reference like a stand-up comic and the fact that he's one versus like what is considered the class clown back in the day. And I would say most people I know who are stand-up comics were not the class clown. Like,
Yeah,
a
that's
few of them
interesting.
are.
Just because they I do agree that the by and large thing tends to be kind of shyer, or at least like I don't know.
I was the funny guy within my group.
Yeah.
But my group was made up of like the oddballs.
Yeah.
And I love them. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
still
sure,
talk to those guys, and like I wouldn't trade it for the world because I
Those are
think
the
we
boys,
fucking
yeah.
rule.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
those
was like,
fucking boys,
yeah,
yeah.
dude. I'm like, all right, Nerf 40K. We're still into that. Like playing Halo till 3 a.m.
dude,
like,
just-
yeah, dude. Like
drinking sodas,
I was
playing
like
Halo, dude.
fantasizing about boobs. Like, yeah, dude.
Just send them
those
in the
my
group
boys.
chat, like, bro,
yeah,
you guys
yeah.
see this shit?
Yeah, well, the schism of guys when they first started getting some pussy. And you're like, dude, like.
This is
Are,
awesome.
are you gonna fucking come over and play Lego or whatever, dude? Like, yeah, I will, but like, fucking
Busy first,
Katie
dude.
wants
Yeah,
to fuck in this Jeep
You
real
guys
quick.
know, you guys
Yeah,
know.
dude. So no, I was definitely, I would say, way more of a nerd and like a slight outcast in high school.
Did you play sports?
I did, yeah. I wasn't great. Oh shit, yeah, dude. Oh shit, yeah.
Just added that one to the soundboard.
Oh yeah, we got to use that more. Dude, when you start busting, just oh yeah, babe. No, but here's okay.
Sorry.
The gross point side of it is I played lacrosse.
Nice.
But that was like it was like the nerd because it was like the new sport.
Yeah, it's the alt sport.
It was. It was like, hey, are you like not good? Can you not skate?
Yeah. Would you not play football?
Yeah, I'm like, are you not quite tough enough for football? Like, all right. Like,
ice is not good for you?
yeah. Like, all right. Do you want the mixture of hockey and soccer no one wanted? How about you play Baggedy Way, as the Ojibwe nation would call it?
I was gonna say, do you want to steal something else from the Native Americans?
Yeah, oh yeah, I was appropriating the shit.
Yeah, it's a woke joke. Sorry, that's the last. We only make one per pod.
Listen, I'm here to get
one.
canceled on your podcast. And I'm well on my way, dude.
Third away into that Coke.
I've got
Coke Zero Sugar.
I've got some slurs just cock locked and ready to rock for the last.
Actually,
10
that's our
minutes.
last segment. Yeah.
What's your slur?
Favorite slurs.
All right, hell yeah. No, man, I don't know. So I lacrosse was fun, but like the best thing I think I got out of it now is playing fetch with my dog.
Yeah.
Just whipping a tennis.
Really good at the
just fucking dangles, and I'm like, oh fucking Raja, go deep, bro. Because if I had to throw a ball like a real man, I could not. I need a stick with a net on it.
I need leverage, dude.
Yeah, dude. I was like, no, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I fantasized about playing football, but my dad
making the game-winning catch and shit.
Well, my dad's a neurosurgeon, so it's just like. When I was like, can I play foot? He was like, no. God, no.
Yeah,
it's like, you know how many people I see a day that die
Just
from this sport?
CTE,
Yeah, I'm like, nope. And then, meanwhile, lacrosse, I had a ball hit me in the helmet.
Lacrosse not much better.
No, God, no. I came home concussed as fuck because a ball got lodged in the cage. And I just remembered.
That's always a funny look.
Yeah, it's hilarious, but I was like so dazed. Like, my coach was like, you good? I'm like, I thought like I just gotta puke a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna be good.
Just take me off 5 minutes. I'll come in next period.
So yeah, it was definitely a Happy Gilmore moment where it's like, mom wouldn't let you play football because it was too dangerous, and then alligator bites hand off. You're like, yeah, good call. Anyways, just deep cut references that Gen Z's not gonna
awesome,
get.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know, and then. I tried to get into like cross country and a few other things, but it just never. I was a one sport guy.
Just lax, bro. You were lax. Did you ever get the lettuce, dude? Did you ever have the long hair?
Not on purpose, because I have very Jewy curly hair. Yeah. So like it doesn't turn into a flow bucket. It just kind of turns into a like,
I'm so wacky. It's the Kramer.
Like, look at me. Yeah. So
are you Jewish?
No, but I get that a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
The two people, actual Jews, and then people who really hate Jews. Are the two groups of people that can tell immediately I'm not Jewish.
Oh, really? Okay.
Everybody to the layman Jew, like like to the goys out there,
right? They're like, fucking guy.
Yeah, a lot of people will look at me, but I'm like, no.
Lou made me think a little bit, but Michael made me think probably not.
No, it's Lebanese, which is
cool.
We got Ellis Island.
Damn. Do you know what the original name was?
Michael.
Cool.
So spelled with a K and very Arabic.
Some fucking Irishman.
Dude, yeah,
You're Michael now.
We're gonna fix this. Hey, between you and me, I am saving you some trouble. Like,
you'll thank me later.
Yeah. You're gonna get a lot more jobs. Yeah, man. That's so yeah, nerd again. Lacrosse being that kind of like weird,
middle
oddball.
ground.
Yeah. It's like the Fresca of high school sports. You know,
it's no Sprite, but it's better than fucking LaCroix.
It's also getting pretty popular.
It's catching on in certain circles.
People are like, this is pretty nice.
It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you graduate from Grosse Pointe High School.
North. Went to
Grosse Pointe North.
Yeah, there's Grosse Pointe North, and then there's Grosse Pointe South. And most racist people went to South. No, I'm just kidding. South was like the traditional original high school,
Okay.
then North. Who gives
Was
a shit
the-
about the history of? Hey, if you ever drive through Grosse Pointe,
Yeah, and you want to know Well, we spent about 20 minutes talking about Traverse City zoning laws on one of the episodes last week that I had to fucking cut.
do
It's like, this
tell.
is all unusable.
Oh, their business and residential maps are a nightmare.
Yeah, we talked about. So we went through the notes of a city council meeting.
Hell yeah! All right,
It was awful. It was unusable.
Yeah, that does sound bad.
so
Purely
you finish
unenjoyable.
You finish up from Grosse Pointe North. Do you have an idea of what you want to do? Like, what's the fucking vibe? when
Nah,
you
man.
finish
So
high
I
school?
was pretty aimless, except I had like two kind of. I always thought I was going to join the military.
Okay.
And that was something because both my grandpas were in the military, all my great uncles. My dad was in the Army Reserve Medical Corps and got mobilized.
Iraq.
Hawaii.
Nice, dude.
No, again, he was a neurosurgeon. So
Yeah.
we always joked like,
Well-
if you're getting shot at, that's a rough fucking day.
Yeah, something went wrong.
Well, he actually got shot at a few times working in Detroit because
Yeah,
that was
right.
his city. He
Wait,
worked
this
at
is
the
interesting.
DMC.
So my dad was a trauma surgeon.
Yeah.
And he trained in Detroit.
Look at our
And
privileged
also-
asses just talking
course
back
we're
and
on a
forth.
podcast,
yeah.
dude.
Nice, man. That's a good set. Is that a Roadcaster Pro? Hell yeah, dude.
Came out of the 529.
Fuck yeah, dude. Where out of though?
Where did he train?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me, dude.
See, look at us. We're just a couple of
We're
disappointments.
just
here.
a couple of dudes that got into comedy.
I'll tell you this much: my dad loves what I do now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah.
So we went. Okay. So yeah, you were asking what I was going to do. Two of my very close friends immediately joined the Marines out of high school.
In that group, in that friend group?
Yeah.
So
The
you
Haas
boys,
boys, baby. Shout out Haas brothers. Yeah,
Did
dude.
they become tier 1 operators?
No, but Mark actually went to MARSOC training, and then
Damn, yeah,
and he
yeah.
was kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah.
And I remember he called me, and he was just like, "Yeah, this is not for me."
Sucks.
Yeah, well, it not only does it. So this was something that that nobody talked me out of not joining the military, right? It's always a personal choice. But my dad, I dated a woman who was a captain in the fucking army for a while.
Tough.
Her dad was a colonel. Like it
Damn.
was, yeah. I had an American Beauty. Fucking, he's like, you want to come see my Nazi plates? I'm like, fuck yeah,
Sure, dude.
So. But like, you know, between my dad, my buddies who went, they joined, they were both grunts. And I don't use this lightly and I don't use it like I know what the fuck they actually went through. But from what they said, they were in the shit.
Yeah.
Like they were both in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And I remember when they both got home finally and I was getting ready I transferred from Wayne State to Michigan State.
Okay.
And I was finally being like, well, I did college because I didn't know.
That's just something you're supposed to
well,
do.
that's
Yeah,
man,
no,
like,
absolutely.
I have boomer parents,
Yeah.
so it's like,
you go to
they,
college.
they're like they don't care.
absolutely.
They're like, we saved up for this. Go to college, and you're like, do I have to? And they're like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. What are you gonna do with your life? I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Like, fucking. So yeah, I transferred. I did 1 year at Wayne State. Played lacrosse at the
No
collegiate
way,
level.
really?
Yeah,
Very
fucking
cool.
NCLL athlete, baby.
Sick, though.
It's lower
That
than
is
D3, baby.
Yeah,
They
that's very
retired my jersey.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's really
Number
true.
28
Is in the
retired.
rafters. Dude,
Yeah.
that's actually sick.
It was a penny at the time. We didn't even
was
have full
reversible.
jerseys. Yeah, and I won sportsmanship of the year. It was,
dude, you seem like a good sport.
yeah, man, I'm morale. I'm here for the morale.
Okay.
But so
So this is before you get to East Lansing, though.
yeah,
for
that
school.
was my first year.
You're like
2010.
I'm locking in.
Yeah. And then I had my brother was at U of M, and then a ton of my friends were at MSU.
Yeah.
And I remember visiting both schools, and I always grew up being like a U of M fan
Really?
because it was just kind of the family
More fun
school.
to root for Michigan than
Yeah,
Michigan State.
well, when I was there though,
You were there. You were there
dude,
in the dark ages.
I brought the ruckus, dude.
You brought the mojo.
Yeah,
bro.
I fucking showed up. I was like, how about we start winning for a couple of years? Go to that Rose Bowl and get some fucking action, dude. Yeah, D'Antonio and I were just
you
fucking
and cousins, dude. You and cousins are boys.
Sacrificing co-eds to Satan so we could win some trophies.
Some good virginal.
Oh yeah. So, anyways, I majored in political theory and constitutional democracy, which is in the shout out James Madison College at MSU. And so,
did you want to work in politics?
Kinda, a little bit. It was the only thing that interested me. Well, I'm a fucking idiot. I should have gone into packaging because
the Michigan State.
That would have been a dope day job for comedy. I'm telling you right now.
You're actually right.
Yeah, dude, because you can work on a laptop, and like I remember being like, packaging, you fucking nerds. But again, I was an arrogant 20-year-old.
Papers.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you need to understand about Hobbes, man. Like, do you understand we could return to nature at any moment? Which, by the way, 2020, good year for me. When I thought the world was going to end, I'm like,
you were at peace.
Going to be a warlord,
because you read
dude.
Voltaire.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I'm ready for this shit. Turn the lights off. See what happens. But, so... I graduated, did all right.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, well, I guess I'm just going to try and join the Navy SEALs now.
Really?
Yeah. Like
yeah.
Yeah. Like it was the only thing. Cause I did, like I said, I did college and nothing else was doing it for me. I hadn't found a career. I ended up, again, talking with some people, and this is when my buddies were fresh out of the Corps.
Yeah.
And both of them, we had some real deep heart-to-hearts, and they were both like, hey, man, like, maybe give it a little bit more time. Because, like, you know, it's different when you hear it from, like, a stranger or the internet, but when it's one of your close buddies, they're like, I have seen
just
things.
did it,
yeah, then they're like, I can't unsee. And then the whole, my buddy who went through MARSOC training, his main reason is, like, yeah, like, the training sucks, but you can get through it. He's like, a lot of what they do is instill in you what the job is actually going to be. And it's like, you're going to actively, and no disrespect, I think these are hardcore studs out there, but I'm like, you're going to go kill motherfuckers and you might get killed. Yeah. That's the job.
And that's not something that you can just rationalize.
No. Like the more you stop thinking of it as like a cool thing and like an actual job. Yeah. You're like, oh, dude, I'll probably get my knob licked for this. Like, that's not the mentality to have to do that job.
Absolutely.
And that was something.
That's so true.
That was something, again, I had a lunch with my dad because I was like, hey, like, I did everything you guys said. Like, I'm talking to a Navy recruiter. I'm talking to an Army recruiter, all of them. And my dad was like, cool, I'm just going to tell you what the job is. And because he was on the other side of it. He never was in combat, but I mean, he was patching those guys up. And like, there was a few times when he was mobilized, it was Hawaii. And then from there, like, if somebody was really fucked up and they couldn't come to them, he'd have to go to them either in Germany or Turkey. And I think one time, he doesn't talk about it, but one time I'm pretty sure they flew him into Iraq, and he was patching some people up there. Yeah, he had to, because he had an M4 like in the OR, and I'm like, they don't give that to you if you're
Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not Germany.
So my dad, he in Iraq 2008. Just like an 8-month deployment, and just like
shit, your dad was in the Army Medical Corps?
He was Air Force Medical.
Okay. Damn, dude.
And just coming back with stories, man, just like, dude. Because I was at that stage. I mean, I was fucking 9.
You're
but
a
I was
kid,
like, oh,
though.
we could be a soldier.
Well,
my dad was like, dude.
I remember, when I was a kid, one of my brother's friends deployed, and I remember this is one of my older brother's friends. He's like 6.5 years older than me, so I'm like in middle school, and we're just on Facebook one day, and he's like he's in war, and he's just dropping like heavy shit on me as a kid. And I just remember being like, yo, dude, I am like not mentally capable of walking you through the nightmare you are living. Yeah. But I will say this, the best thing I've learned to do is just shut up and listen, because, that's what you need to do. But I think what your dad might have instilled in you, and definitely my buddies and my dad and me, none of them said don't do it. They just were like, hey, no bullshit, this is what this is. Are you physically capable of doing it? Probably. Are you mentally? Maybe. But they were like, is it what you want to do?
If there's something else that you could love doing,
right. Yeah. And like, so I bullshitted myself. And I was like, fuck it, I'll study for the LSAT.
Nice.
I guess.
But that's the next logical step out of that political
right. But
degree.
the whole time I was in undergrad, I knew the fucking kids going right to law school. And I was like, oh man, like, I don't want to be a fucking lawyer. I said that like a lot out loud. And then I just kind of swallowed whatever pride I had. I was like, fuck it. It's a good job. Like, I'll try and do that.
It's a living.
Yeah, it's
law school.
Well, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, if I did some stuff over, I would definitely have done trade school stuff. But like, so the whole time, and this is where we'll kind of get into comedy. The other thing I remember growing up is I was dyslexic, so I hated school. And I would fake being sick all the time. And I would stay home, build Lego, and leave Comedy Central on because it was the only daytime television that didn't drive me nuts as a kid. And I never understood the jokes that Premium Blend was like, you know, but I would be like, oh, look at these guys. They're just on stage. They're making people laugh. That seems cool. And that, I think, just was in my brain. And then Patrice O'Neill was on all the time when I was a little kid. And probably shouldn't have been listening to him, but that was there. So post-graduation, I remember like a week after I got my diploma, I was like, man, like, I'll go try an open mic. Nice. And
this, do you know what year this was?
2015, nice. January of 2015. I think it was January 5th of 2015.
Nice. Close to a bad date.
Yeah, dude. Close, dude.
Dude.
Yeah, dude. You
almost shared an anniversary.
Yeah. I mean, good bit. But yeah, goddamn, I forgot about that. Hey, never forget. Is that one?
Is that one?
Is that one?
Is that the day we say that for?
Yeah. So anyways, I did it, and then I ended up studying and taking the LSAT.
And where was the mic? Was it a Crunchies mic?
No, the first one I ever did was at the Michigan State Student Union.
Nice.
So yeah, that's now kind of weirdly tarnished. And then the first, like, what I would consider mic though is at the Green Door in Lansing proper. Okay. It's an old blues bar. Yeah. And like I just remember like there's so many weird spots to do comedy in Michigan, but once it hits, you're fucked. Like, I mean, I think stand-up kind of got me the same way people talk about like heroin. I'm like, oh fuck, dude. Like, I just love
high right now.
I love doing this.
Right now.
And then I remember 3 days after I took the LSAT in October, I just booked like 20 mics.
Damn, nice.
And I never looked back.
Hell yeah.
I applied. I got into a couple law schools, deferred them. Yeah, deferred them for 3 years. And in that time is when I became a personal trainer. Wow. Ended up working at a gym to make money, save time, be at the gym. And then also my boss at the gym was maybe the coolest boss I've ever had. Because when it came to comedy, I'd be like, hey, I gotta go do this. And I could leave for like 2 weeks. He'd be like, whatever.
That's sick.
Yeah, dude. Like, sick. It's, you know, you take a hit sometimes at day jobs that fucking rule because the pay sucks. Yeah. But if it's like they're cool with you pursuing that dream, I'm like, it's kind of worth it.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah. So
that's where then you never looked back, man. You became a road dog.
It was like, was it 3 steps in a cloud of dust? Possibly in the direction of a cautionary tale. So we'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll see, man.
Yeah, but no, it's now I would say post-COVID is when I had the like, I'm gonna die trying to do
I'm
this.
gonna just fucking sink my teeth
right in. Before COVID, I was like hitting a groove of being a road dog and like featuring a lot.
Yeah.
And like I was living with 4 other comics at the time at a house we named Salsa Parlor, and it was it was basically, people called it a comedy frat.
This is in Lansing?
Yeah, it was in East Lansing.
People called it a comedy frat.
I mean, we didn't. Other people did. And
cool.
We kind of hated it because it's like, we're not frat guys. But I'm like, outside looking in now, I'm like, yeah, it's comedy frat.
Sick, yeah.
It was just 5 comics living in a big house on 1101 Bertram Drive, East Lansing, Michigan. Send them hate mail now. They kicked us out. No, but
we got a lot of Spartans to listen to this.
Oh, rad, man. Yeah. If anybody knew Salsa Parlor, that was us. Because we ran a monthly show out of our living room.
That's sick.
And then a weekly during the summer out of our garage. And that was show up, go up. And yeah, during COVID, like, it was like some of the only stuff going on. I mean, COVID was weird times. We could save that for a whole other pod.
Some of the people I have on, like, a lot of the guests I have on, I met them during COVID.
Yeah.
So like we have to talk about it, but in general, I've been trying to not talk
Okay,
about it.
no,
just
it's
because,
I'll just say this, like comedically, it was a speed bump for like everybody in the form. Like if you were a headliner, you probably bumped back down to features, MCs, open mic, blah blah. So like I and then 2022 last year, I snapped my knee and was like bedridden for a couple of months. So like, God, I hope I stay healthy because I'm like just now really catching a stride again. Where I'm like, I'm getting booked, I'm doing shows.
Wait, how did you were lifting and you snapped it?
No, it was jujitsu.
Oh, that's
so
right,
yeah,
that's right.
I was I love jujitsu, and I think that's why people will incorrectly equate me to other jujitsu comedians. But yeah,
are you a UFC fan?
Yeah, but like
Not the culture of it.
Well, like no, when somebody goes like, "Hey, did you catch that fight?" I'm definitely the guy that's like, "Oh no,
I saw highlights.
Who was it?" And they, dude, and then like, then I just gotta fucking stumble lie my way through because like I don't know, I love Nate Diaz.
Yeah,
I watched him through his career, and like I have a couple of fighters that I will watch and follow, but like other than that. Nah, like I'm not an every week catch. You know, like, and weirdly enough, I'm friends. There's a good fighting community. Yeah, that's an oxymoron, but there's a good
strong fighting
strong UFC community in Lansing.
Really?
A few of them were. One of them was on this season's Ultimate Fighter. Yeah,
that's sick.
And it's cool, man. It's humbling to roll with those guys, but again, it's not. It's not really like I'm way more of a nerd. Like way more of a nerd.
Well, so before we get into nerd hobbies, I want to ask you one more question about stand-up, which is my favorite question to ask stand-up fans, which is just who are your people? Who are the comics? You said Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah, so Patrice definitely as a kid, because this is weird. I met him one time at a Tom Joyner comedy snow jam, I don't know, in Detroit.
Damn.
And he signed like one of those old school paper fans for me, and it just said "Little Louie, stay in school, Patrice O'Neal."
That's sick.
And it was
dope.
Yeah, it didn't really dawn on me until after he died. I was like, oh fuck, like that was him.
That was Patrice.
And I remember I still remember his face when I came up to him. I'm like, I'm a fan of you, because like you're a kid, you don't get it, but now as a comedian. Like older, like if a 9-year-old came up to me, I'd be like, "What the fuck? like, who is letting this kid
don't watch my jokes,
Yeah, dude. So
what the fuck?
But I mean, for him to write that was pretty rad.
Sick.
Let's see. I really love Kinane and Rory Scovel. If you watch me enough, I think some people
Kinane definitely
will definitely get. Like the cadence and tone. He was one of the guys I really listened to, and Dan Cummins, when I was studying for the LSAT, and I was listening to them do comedy, and their style of comedy was the thing where I was like, oh, maybe I could do this. And I think as a younger comic, you got to find somebody to emulate where you're like, oh, I think I can do what they're doing, and then go for it. So I still love Dan Cummins, Kyle Kinane, Rory Scovel, Maria Bamford, because she conquers mental illness on stage like a champ.
I saw her live once. That was the most energy I've ever seen someone do. Like just frantic. It was nuts.
Yeah. Well, she kind of makes me feel like okay being like a little manic and crazy, and like, you know, opening the valve on mental illness to work for you on stage. So I dig that. And then like not quite peers, but people I love working with who I idolize, like Sam Talent now is incredible. Shane Gillis, a lot of straight white guys. But that's who I'm like, I don't know. That's who I am.
It does speak to you.
Well, yeah, they get my struggle. But I would also say, but I grew up on like Def Jam and like old Bernie Mac sets. Holy shit, dude. I love Bernie Mac. So there's my
nice
diversity pick. A lot of people would say Dave Chappelle. I'm like, hack, dude.
You're not a big Chappelle fan?
I love Chappelle. I'm just saying at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I think we are in a renaissance though, where like there's a lot of like bad, but there's also so much good. Like there's a voice for anybody.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's the cool part about stand up is like, I think it's weird when any comedian when people try to take down any comedian, and we won't talk long about stand-up comedy because I know it's not funny, but when any comedian tries to get taken down because they're not funny is always strange to me, because it's like, well, yeah, not funny to you.
Yeah,
but
it's
like,
the subjectivity, right? Coming back
crazy
to
to
it,
me. Yeah.
kind of like going back to the comedy class kids we
Yeah,
were talking
right.
about earlier. Like my knee jerk when I was first in comedy was like fucking they're not funny, or person sucks ass, and then
Yeah,
like
right.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just the years of getting critiqued myself where I'm a little bit softer on my peers. I'm like, if they're making people laugh, like
Yeah,
genuinely
shit.
making strangers
yeah,
laugh,
and who cares if they're not
and
the
there's a market for it. I'm like,
comic.
yeah, cool, man. Like, cause I don't know, man. Like, I'll still take a shit on Jeff Dunham, but I'm like, I don't know. Do you know
He
how many
sells out a theater?
Well,
or sells
right,
out a
and
stadium.
I have so many acquaintances that'll come up to me and they know I do stand up and they'll try to like have that like relatability olive branch where like I love Jeff Dunham,
Yeah.
and instead of being like he fucking sucks, you don't know what you're talking about, I would just go, oh, that's rad, man. Like,
Cool.
yeah,
Dunham rocks.
he's super funny.
Dunham's
I was
hot
like,
right now.
honestly, if we're talking about it, he did get away with a lot of hilarious racist shit. I was like, did you know you could say the N-word if it's with
If it's a
puppets?
puppet?
Yeah, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. His lips didn't move. He didn't say it.
He can't. There's video evidence of him not
Dude,
saying
he
it.
didn't say it. It's that damn pepper on a stick. So, like, I don't know. There's definitely people I don't fuck with, but
Yeah.
I'm at a weird point in my career where I'm like, I'm saving a lot of criticism because I'm looking in the mirror a lot. I'm like,
That's wisdom, though.
yeah, maybe. Or cowardice. But
Or terror.
yeah, maybe. It's just like, I don't know. I've been, I've been stabbed enough right now where I'm like, dude, now's not the time to be stabbing other people.
Yeah.
Patch yourself up and kind of
Lick
keep
your wounds.
Yeah, just keep going. Like, I don't know. The only time I'll get like a little salty is if somebody's absolutely eating shit on purpose.
Like ironic.
A little bit. Like even Sam Hyde. Like
I am not a Sam Hyde.
I don't. He's one of those ones where I think I'm too dumb to get a lock on, so I got to go in for guns with him, and I don't know if I'm good enough.
It's confusing because, well, I was looking through the people that you follow on Instagram just to see if we
Right
had any
on,
common links.
dude.
But like, I'm a big Adam Friedland fan.
Okay.
And like Mullen and
Yeah.
and Gillis too,
Yeah.
and they all find Sam Hyde very funny. And like
Yeah.
other comedians that I like are like, dude, Hyde's doing stuff that's, and I just watch it and I'm like, I do not fully get it.
I don't know. Same. And I think like again, if I had more of like ready to go critical mindset, I'd go at him. But I just like some of it I think I get, and I'm like, oh, I think he's smarter than he is.
Yeah, right.
And then other times
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh, maybe he is. But I've also seen videos of him like with sycophants and just like sucking their own asses. I'm like, okay, he's doing the same shit,
Right.
but like acting punk rock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I
agree.
do want to see him and Hassan Pikey fight. Like I'm down for that.
I'll watch it.
I was
I'll
like, that's a
tune in.
win-win for Lou. I don't necessarily care for either of them that much. So I hope they just kind of
Either the
stepbrothers punch
socialists or
each other.
conservatives.
Yeah. But I mean, again, like comics I love and respect, see something there. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go out of my
Right.
way to say he sucks or
him,
anything. Yeah. I'm like, I don't
Clearly
know.
he's got an audience.
And I think the other thing is like you definitely, thanks for having me here. It's like you've caught me at a point where I'm like, dude, I'm keeping everything kind of close to the chest. Like I really am not lashing out a whole lot.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, yo, dude, I'm too focused on me and trying to like, I still don't know what stand up is for me.
Right.
So I'm like, dude, I can't tell other people what it is.
Right. That they're
I'm
not
I don't
that they're
know, like,
derivative
did
or
he
something.
make you laugh? Or like, yeah, I'm
Did he
like,
tell a good joke?
dude, I'm like, maybe later, I'll have some more wisdom for it. But it's like, I don't know if they're making people laugh genuinely, they're not grifters, they're
Yeah.
not stealing jokes.
Yeah, that's
I'm pretty much cool with it. Like that, and I think that's kind
that's a
of
great take.
that's like comedy. I think that's his base to take it, like
Yeah.
without pissing anybody else off. Is just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
The golden rule in comedy for me is just don't steal jokes, and if you're genuinely trying to make people laugh,
Then
you're
you're
all
doing
right.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
Like
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So got these great no. I will say this. Here's my problematic take. I do think you can joke and say anything you want, but I'm like, yo, at your own risk.
Yeah.
Like you tackle it if you can, but
That's my whole thing, and we won't dive into it. So at risk of being two white guys talking about cancel culture.
man, I see the Kobe Bryant posters. Yo, you got a Wu-Tang poster? All right, easy, Mr. Woke. Like, my God, dude, you're one Big Lebowski reference away from being the coolest guy. Oh my God, there's one. No, all right. Nice. Zing me.
Fuck. I don't remember what I was going to say.
I was just saying you had a take, and then I violently cut you off.
It was a bad take, I'm sure.
You were like, yeah, dude, I'm cool with slurs.
No, I remember what my take was.
That jogged it, huh?
All right. Say whatever you want, and don't be mad if what you said leads to like a loss of opportunities.
Yeah. I mean,
or I guess a better take would be say whatever you want. Just make sure that what you're saying is something that like you're gonna want to stand by.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, I think a lot of people just passively just kind of, especially in podcasting and entertainment, you're just like,
So
what did I
easy.
say? I don't know.
So easy.
It's on fucking autopilot, dude. I might have been talking, but mentally I was taking a shit in a small bathroom.
I was writing the Constitution, right?
Yeah, exactly. So,
that was a reference to your podcast.
thanks, man.
All right, dude, we're at the hour mark.
I'll miss my own bits all the time.
It was making me laugh very hard, referring to taking a shit as writing the Bill of Rights.
There's that. I often bowel movements, and then I make myself laugh by calling them the full concerto. Like that's my shit humor.
That was Mozart's fifth. That was Louis's fifth.
Let me play you some scat.
All right, man. I got one more big question for you.
Yeah.
One more heavy hitter, which is another something that I learned from doing my homework on you, where you were talking about a lot of the hobbies that you have. You said you were into a lot of nerdy stuff, which I have a lot of comic books. And
I looked around.
Shit.
I was like, all right, we're vibing. I got you.
But one thing you said I had never heard of before, and you said it with like a confidence and like a casualty, just like everybody knew about it.
Yo, you got to watch out because that is my MO.
Well, you just, the way you dropped it was just like, yeah, everybody's gonna know about
fucking
this.
nerd arrogance, dude. I do have nerd arrogance. Yeah.
You said that I don't know if I think you said it was a recent thing that you've been into modding Nerf guns.
Yeah.
Explain this to me.
It's almost my wrestling with God, because when he took my leg from me the day I got this like high-powered Nerf gun, I was like, it's fucking on like Donkey Kong.
Well, and you said they make Nerf guns for adults, which I was unaware of.
It's like
16 plus on the gun.
Yeah,
box.
it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, you don't want to be like full borrowed valor airsofting. Like, you know what I mean? Like
doing hand signs.
Yeah, just fucking like we're in the full battle rattle, out, like rolling around in like, golf carts and be like, the Humvee's taking hits, like, which I have done, and it's fun.
It sounds
I'm
really
just
fun.
teasing airsofters right now.
It's
fun.
It is stolen valor.
It's
to do
borrowed
that.
valor. All right, like I do remember.
Simulated valor.
I was at one airsoft event where like the leader of the event had to be like, if you're actually wearing like a family member's or like a dead person's fatigues, please take those off now.
Change
and like
into sweatpants.
A few people like quietly started to like back up. And I was like, yo, my brother in Christ.
One dude just took the stripes off.
I was just super happy my dad and I were the same size with the same last name. I was like, oh, these are But anyways.
That's funny.
Yeah, man.
So you felt this was a little more righteous.
Well, it's just a little bit more fun.
Okay.
Like, because paintballing and airsofting and jujitsu to a degree, like, people can get a little too aggro. But if you get aggro with, like, a colorful Nerf gun, it's like the level of ridiculous. We're like, call your fucking hits. And it's like a Nerf dart. I'm like, bro, like, come on.
Relax.
Like, come the fuck on. And then, like, the campus-wide Humans versus Zombies games were, like, big when I was in college. And those were, is that a thing? Are colleges still do? I mean, with the
cool.
level of school shootings,
why.
I imagine they probably not
But
chill.
with Nerf guns, I could see how that could be fun.
Yeah, and like,
In the diag,
again, super colorful, like, they look like sci-fi blasters. Like, and it's like, some people will mod a Nerf gun up to like 250, maybe 300 FPS.
And that's like putting compressed air in the fucking, like, what is it?
You just plunger tubes that actually compress the air.
Okay.
And then heavier springs. Or a lot of Nerf guns now run on flywheels, so it's like two spinning wheels. Like, you know, the things that would like make a Hot Wheels car rip, like those wheels that you imagine that like in a blaster.
It's just fucking
and you just a pusher just pushes a dart in between them and they rip, dude. And
it's like firing a mortar.
It's insane. I have a bit about like psyops, and people are talking about like these kitten girls being like, "I'll fucking fly this Apache and lick my pussy." I'm like, dude, I played with a belt-fed machine gun Nerf gun when I was a kid. I'm like, the psyops have been happening.
Dude. And like the U.S. military literally has a brand partnership with Call of Duty now.
Yeah,
and like, the drone strikes are the military technology.
It's just like,
it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, it's getting a little out there. Like Nerf has remote control drone tanks, but so anyways, like one of the things I enjoyed is like because I like hobbies, like Lego, Warhammer modeling, stuff like that. Taking apart these guns kind of allowed me to have some like F tier tinkering ability.
Yeah, dude.
You know, like I'm not a gun nut, but I'm a Nerf gun nut.
I probably felt sick.
Dude, I've legitimately sweat and cursed over a plastic gun like for hours trying to get shit to fit back together. And like,
that's so awesome.
I mean, it's wild. If I ever got into cosplay, again, they're good to paint and
that'd be fun.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was just something, again, being like bedridden for a year, trying to find like feel good YouTube channels.
Yeah.
It's like there's so much like so and so and feminism sucks channels and black pill stuff.
It's like, whoa,
and
whoa.
YouTube's like, you're a young single man. Like, this is what your people like. Women are dumb. This is what you agree with.
People
this.
are too mean to white people.
And me, like I don't really think we should be paying reparations. Like, if I get one more channel that's like, should we be paying reparations?
Yeah, it's like, I gotta delete this app.
Being fat is a choice. Like, that's just so much of YouTube now that like I went out of my way and I found like 2 or 3 of these Nerf guys on YouTube.
Just wholesome,
just good
nice
dude.
guys.
Yeah, like not one of them slipping in anything like, yeah, this will get your max force up to about 250. And honestly, if a woman's not in the kitchen, you're like, none of that, none of that, none of that, none of that bullshit.
Nerf. It's all Nerf.
It's all Nerf. It's all feel good. And again, like to anybody out there that's like, what the fuck is this really about? Vice News did an actual like full segment on this with one of the YouTubers called Captain Xavier. And I would just put this out there. It's like a 7-minute Vice News video. Watch it, and it's like you're like, oh yeah, that is just good fun.
Yeah,
it's like,
I'm gonna watch that
yeah,
video.
It's like so it's like one of those things because so many things in entertainment and stand up can be it can be negative in fitness. Like there's a lot of paths to negative. Yeah. And there's also a lot of positivity. But I'm like, this was one of those hobbies where I'm like, man, I may never go to a field. I may never play a pickup game. Mainly because, you know, I'm probably going to want to have a family and some kids before. Nobody wants to single dude, like, just fan of the hobby. Like what the fuck, dude? But, you know, there is a lot of that. There's, you know, it's a lot of adult games. But it's just one of those things where I'm like, I can completely zone out, and it's a hobby I know I'm never going to take full serious.
Full to the wall. Yeah, that's
like,
nice, dude. It's
like,
so you need to have those
like
hobbies.
Warhammer, I'm fucking in, dude. That's got me for life. Yeah. But like Nerfing, I'm like, I'll buy a gun here or there. You know, fuck around with it.
I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh shit.
And watching Kobayashi and Kurosawa movies.
Okay,
so now I'm like walking around like I'm a fucking Ronin. Dude.
I was gonna say, dude, we're on like different paths of nerding.
Dude. I'm getting bitter and like directionless and jaded.
Dude, let me tell you, there's some YouTube videos I think you would love.
Dude, I need to stay off because they're showing me stuff that I just actively don't like.
Oh yeah. I like finding what the algorithm thinks is about me, and then I will go find the opposite thing. Like,
read this,
I'm here for
fucker.
it. Yeah,
like get a load of this shit.
Yeah, dude, Sam Cedar and Tim Pool, just hitting subscribe on both of them. Just both hands I click subscribe on both, and
Got
then I
two
watch
mouses.
my algorithm explode.
Computer just turns off.
It's like, what's that video of fucking Ben Shapiro and that chick from the Turks?
Ben Shapiro destroys feminists.
Just have him talk to that young Turks chick. Like, yeah.
Oh, that's really funny.
That's
All right,
my
man.
brain, man.
We're at an hour 9.
Appreciate it.
You got anything else you want to plug, man?
Honestly, you can, if you dig my vibe, just find me on Instagram.
Go follow
It's
the
the
Instagram,
only
dude.
one. Like, you can reach out to me on that one. I'll probably get back to you, and then YouTube. Those are the two. I only got room for 2 social
dude, I
medias.
feel you, man.
So other
And
than that,
and there will be dates on there.
oh yeah,
Come see you
yeah,
if
man.
you're in Michigan, which
If-
most of
yeah.
these listeners will be.
I'm way funnier live. I'll say that much. So thank you for having me on,
Dude.
man. This was awesome.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You're fucking hilarious.
Thanks, man.
I know I'll be following you. I hope we get to hang out again soon, man.
Thanks, but yeah, good luck in LA, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that'll
Thank
rule.
you.
All right.
All right. Cool.